Hi everyone, welcome to Freezerburns. As always, I'm your host Greg, the frozen food master. And you're joining me as I eat my way through the freezer aisle one box at a time. Today's box, we got this. I'm going to step back a little, get this full frame. We got the Hungry Man grilled bourbon steak strips, 1 pound of food, $2.40 a box. I'm hungry, I'm a man, check, check. I'm ready to get this out of the box, see how it looks. We're gonna put it in the microwave, see how it cooks, and then I'm gonna get this grilled bourbon steak strips into my belly. Here we go. Too cold. Too cold. If you spend some time on Freezerburns, then you might stave off the stomach churns. Greg's the frozen food master. He's best bud to your taste buds. Once again, this is the Hungry Man bourbon steak strips, $2.40 a box. First off, as most Hungry Man meals are, I guess it's not plural, Hungry Man meals or Hungry Mans are 1 pound of food. That is a lot of food, guys. 1 pound of food. This is the new grilled bourbon steak strips. Beef steak strips in a bourbon sauce with herb, rice, and green beans. Herb or herb, doesn't matter. It's got some stuff on the rice. We ain't talking plain rice, guys. Herb rice and green beans. Now, let's take a look at this box. We got some crazy glazed steak strips, and that sounds pretty appetizing. We got some nice green beans, traditional cut, and then we got some rice down below. A pound of food, 454 grams of food. Now, what's the most important thing to know about Hungry Man? Most important thing, in my opinion, is how good is it for you? Nutrition facts. Brace yourself, guys. Once again, serving size, 1 package, 454 grams, 620 calories, 130 calories from fat, 14 grams total fat, 2 grams saturated fat, 55 milligrams cholesterol, 2,210 milligrams of sodium. That's 92% of your daily value. 95 grams total carbs, 4 gram dietary fiber, 33 grams of sugar, and 26 grams of protein. This is a huge meal, guys. It's a huge meal. When you compare this to other like lean cuisine, smart ones, healthy choice meals, this thing blows it out of the water. But what I need to explain to you is, let's say you go to an American bistro like Fridays or Chili's. Let's say you hit up McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. You're packing in just as much, if not more, with a simple value meal of sodium and fat. I'm not saying that's good, I'm just putting it in perspective. How do we cook this baby? We can put this in a conventional oven and we'll be standing here for 25 to 30 minutes. Or we can cook this baby in the microwave and put this in for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna let it stand 2 minutes in the microwave, and I'm gonna stir the rice. I guess that's it. That's pretty interesting. Let it stand, then stir the rice, then I assume I'm going to enjoy. Like I said, I haven't had dinner yet, I'm a hungry man, but before I cut to cooking it, I do want to make a note. Have you noticed like the lighting's a little different today? One of my overhead bulbs has blown, and so maybe I'm a little dark. It's not that I haven't gotten a like extreme tan since yesterday's episode. I'm just missing a bulb, so I gotta fire the lighting guy, and then I gotta probably get my hands dirty, do it myself, climb up the ladder, and put in a new bulb. So that's that. Let's see how this looks, okay? This is a big meal, guys. Big meal. However, it's still 2 compartments. Looks like we got some rice that kind of decided to go rogue into the green beans, kind of mess, you know, kind of infiltrate the population there. We got a ton of rice. We got some steak. And, you know, it would be interesting to see what this bourbon sauce is all about. The green beans look nice and fresh. They look big. They look evenly cut. The rice, I can see the herbs in the rice, and there's a lot of pieces of meat in there. That's a good thing. It's a good thing when you're hungry. So when I come back, it will have been 7 minutes, 5 minutes in the microwave, 2 minutes stand. I'm going to stir that rice up. I'm going to tell you how it smells, and I'm going to get this in my belly, and I'm going to tell you how it tastes. Welcome back. So I've taken this out of the microwave. It was cooking for 5 minutes. I let it rest in the microwave. On the 7th day, the bourbon chicken rested in the microwave for 2 minutes. Then I pulled that film back, and as directed, I stirred up this rice. Now, what do I got going on here? I gotta tell you, the bourbon sauce, you know how you go to your local mall and they have like a bourbon chicken and you're like raging on that bourbon chicken. You're like, double up the meat, my friend. Throw on that second ladle of bourbon chicken, throw that on top of rice, throw it on top of jambalaya, give me a cornbread or one of those like sugar donut things. Those things rock, right? What I will tell you is that this has a hint of that sweet bourbon sauce that you would get in a bourbon chicken type joint in the local mall. But it also has a hint of some gaminess, and I know this sounds weird, but it kind of smells like venison to me. It smells really good. It could be the combination of the herb rice and the beef, or the steak, sorry, and the sauce. The green beans have that like fresh but watery type smell when you steam green beans. Let's start with the green beans, okay? Really nice rich green color, good quality looking fresh. Let's see, like I said, it's kind of, you know, like that smell of green beans, it's like watery smell. I'm gonna taste it and tell you how it says, how it tastes. Those are good green beans. Not like ones that you snapped fresh and then steamed over a skillet or steamer, but better than what you get in a can or what you get frozen separately. This is pretty decent green beans. They're nice and sweet, crunchy. Really impressed by that. And typically, as you know, a lot of my the veggie portions of the meal, I tend to be like, whatever, corn's corn, potatoes are potatoes. That's pretty impressive. Okay, now let's get to the real heart of the matter, shall we? Let's look at the pieces of steak. These are about an inch and an eighth, maybe an inch and a quarter in length. They're all evenly sized. Enough sauce to go around with the rice. Now I'm picking up a little more of the sweet bourbon sauce, but it still smells kind of gamey to me. And I don't know how to explain it other than it smells like venison. Well cooked venison. I'm not talking about like deer on the side of the road. But cooked meat, but not like steak meat. So anyways, let's see how this tastes. I'm going to take it with some rice. The steak is good. It's fleshy. It is by no means like a piece of cut beef or steak that you would get and cook yourself. I'm not even expecting that. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that's the good thing about chicken, and why when you see my tag cloud on Freezerburns, why chicken is like through the roof. Chicken, whether you cook it frozen or you cook it fresh, seems to taste basically the same. Beef is not the same way. This beef tastes like the type of, you know, in the refrigerator aisle of your supermarket, you can buy like beef strips to put on top of like salads and stuff. That's what this beef tastes like. It's beef, but the consistency is as if it was meant for packaging and meant for freezing, and that part is okay. It's by no means like fresh tasting. The rice, on the other hand, does have quite a bit of flavor, especially mixed in with the sauce. There's a hint of like sandiness to it. I know I'm not really selling this. I'm saying that it tastes gamey and it tastes sandy and stuff. But all in all, this is an okay experience. let's face it guys, this is Hungry Man. We're going for quantity here, a pound of food. The other thing that kind of bugs me, and I appreciate that there is quite a bit amount of beef and rice and beans. But while I was cooking this, I looked at, you know, they're like cross-selling some of their other varieties, and it says try these other delicious varieties. They got Salisbury steak, they got classic fried chicken, they have roasted carved turkey. It's good to be full. Great. I'm not debating that. It's good to be full. What do all three of these have in common that this does not? All three of these have a dessert. Salisbury steak has a brownie. Classic fried chicken, also a brownie. Roasted carved turkey, they've gone a little gourmet. Apple cranberry dessert. Excuse me, Mr. Man, but where is my dessert here? I know this is a new offering, we got grilled, and I know it's steak, and I appreciate that you're packing it full of flavor, packing it full of food. I kind of want a dessert here too. I'm a little feel robbed that everything else that you're showing me has a dessert, but this one doesn't. So, let me recap. Great green beans, like out of this world green beans, best green beans I've ever had in a frozen meal. The steak is okay. Don't go in with like preconceived notions that you're gonna be like macking on a porterhouse quality steak. This is steak strips, okay? The sauce is okay. The rice is a decent effort, but it's all about it's a quantity play here, not necessarily a quality play. $2.40 a box. Ain't too shabby, guys, for this Hungry Man grilled bourbon steak strips. I give this a 3-star. As always, I'm your host Greg, the frozen food master. This has been another review of Freezerburns, and I'll see you next time.